the end gone in quite nicely. And that's the first part of your box, and the sides go in last. So now we can do the other end. So it's really quite simple. There's nothing difficult about this at all. Just mould it dry, lift it out, and then put the ends in. And push it over. And get a little moulding, like a moulding going on, like so. And then when you lift it out, you'll be able to see where you cut it, where you're going to cut, where the thing actually needs cutting. So I'll do that one, and then I'll do this side. Looks a bit messy, but it works out in the end. It's just to give you an idea about where you're going to cut the end off. There you go. And then push your middle bit in, just to mould it over. Turn this bit over, mould that in. If you find you've got a rather large lump, you can nip it off with your scissors. Don't take too much, take a little bit at a time and then adjust for it. So I've moved it off, and that stops it bulking up. It's just fitting in nicely. It's still a little bit thingy, but you'll learn how to do it as you go along. It's just trial and error. Push this one in. That one's not too bad, so I'll leave that one, and I'll paste that one up. So you can see the cuttings that we've got, like so, and all we're going to do is paste that up again, same as we did the other end. I hope this is clear as mud. I'm going to do this again, so don't get too excited if you think I'm running a bit fast. It's going to be done again for the base. Yeah, this paper's a little bit thin, so it's 80 GSM in fact, so it'll take a bit of squashing. Put the ends in. This is, if you found this I found this a little bit difficult to start with, but once you've done about 10 or 11 boxes, it's second nature. You'll find it's no bother at all. It's a little skill, that you get, and if you've made boxes before, it won't give you any problem at all. Okay, so that's that done. I don't want to put too much work in on this because I don't want to tear the paper. The paper will tear because it is just paper, and overworking it will damage it. So I'll just put the sides in now. The sides go in last. End space and then the sides. I'm doing this on the side, it's a little bit awkward. I'm sorry if I've left things out and I've been a bit fast in areas you wanted to see and things like that, but I am working on the side here. It's not all that comfortable actually. Yeah, just press a little bit down gently. They'll flatten out quite happily. They'll go like them boxes there, and they'll pull the other box into shape, and all them ugly things that were on the other underneath you won't see anymore. So from little bits of cardboard from Amazon we've made a nice little pretty little box. Well, pretty-ish. Yeah, try not to put too much glue on. It's quite difficult to do actually. That's an art in itself, gluing up. Put that over. Yeah, use your bump holders to flatten it all down, especially in the corners. If you've made your box a little bit on the small side, or the lid on the small side, it's best to make them corners go in properly, otherwise your box won't fit. Leave them a bit slack if your box is oversized. You'll get the hang of it as you go along anyway, little bits of things you pick up as you do it yourself. And there's your box, that's the box lid. All I've got to do is put the inside in. But yeah, just a little bit, a couple of presses here and there. But this will flatten down on its own. I'll just stop there for a second. Okay, well, back again, and the box is relatively dry now, and what I've done, the piece of papers that you cut off the end of each piece of fool's cap as excess, you use them now, and you cut a piece to shape for the inside the box, and it will fit into the box like that. So what you do is a little bit of glue, not much, because this will wrinkle up and wrinkle up and wrinkle up, and the less glue on the inside the better. And I find a big brush is just as good as a little brush for doing anything, as long as you don't get it too high up the sides of the box. And the tendency for the paper is to stay down anyway, so a bit short there, Davey. That's better. Yeah, as I say, this 50-50 paste gives you time to manoeuvre, and all you do is make sure that the bubbles go out from the centre of the box. And if you haven't put a lot of paste on it, it will do it rather quickly, and you've got time to work it in. And it'll give you a nice presentable. I keep moving out of shot there. I'm sorry. I'm trying to work at an angle here. I shouldn't really make excuses. I should have set it all up prior, but you never do. Amateurs don't do it properly ever. And Yeah, it won't take long to dry that. And there you have the lid for the box, looking quite the part. There you are. So all we've got to do now is to do the base. So we've done the lid, and if it just keep popping up, just keep pushing it down with your finger, making sure that it stays down. You don't really want any air bubbles. As I say, I'll probably put a bit too much glue on there. The more water it is, the longer it takes to dry. And the good thing about water in it, it gives you time to manoeuvre. So that's it. I don't know what you think about that, but it's not looking too bad for a 50mm piece of cardboard in one cut, from the corners just cut out and then put on with a piece of sticky tape. I don't think it's too bad. So that's part of the box done. We'll stop there and then I'll get on with the second bit. Well, I'm going to show you how to do the box base, which is very similar to doing the box base. In fact, it's exactly the same. But what I want to show you, to break up a little bit and try and keep your attention, yeah, I'm terrible at it, is I've got this thing which I got from the net. It's called Avery Labels, and it's called Design Pro 5 from Avery Labels, and I've written it down there in case you can't understand my my pidgin English. Yeah, it's Avery Labels Design Pro 5, and it's free. And what I do is I design the label. If you're not sure how to design the label on Avery Labels, have a look on the net how to design labels on Avery Labels Design Pro 5, and there's lots of girls there that'll show you everything. I learnt from them. Everything I do I get from the internet anyway. And what you do is you print out a piece like this. You design the label. The labels are already there, and these things are already on. But you can increase and decrease and put your own design in the centre. I put this one in because I'm not too technical. It's already in the program, this one. But you can put your own picture, your own face, your own anything you want, and you can put the date you manufactured it. And this is already on. All you've got to do is to just add the little bits and pieces. It's quite simple to operate, but the girls will show you how to do it anyway on the net. If you go on the net, I haven't got time to show you here, otherwise I would in my own broken pidgin English. And what I do is I produce two types of label. I produce the long label like this, which I put on my once you've printed it, I just put them on my table, and then just cut them to size. It's a little bit of a fiddle, but these actually fit a 1-inch soap. So if you've got a 1-inch soap, they're exactly the right size for a 1-inch soap, this size. But you can cut it to any size you like, so it makes no difference. You're quite happy. You can quite happily cut them to size, and you cut the end bits off. I hope you can see this. I'm not very good at videoing. I tend to forget the blinking things on anyway. Yeah, it's called Avery Labels Design Pro 5. And you get that once you've cut it out, and what you do is you just put it around your box. So I've got an old one I've just made here. So that's your box that that we're making now. You just put it on, centre it, and then put the long end down first, or the short end, whichever you prefer. I do the long end first and then the short. And then I put a tiny smidgen of sellotape on there, or a little bit of glue, and just tack it. Just tack the end there, and that's it, finished. And it looks superb. And it should end up, I've tacked this one off. You can see I put just a smidgen of sellotape there, and I put it on. And it's ready for sealing now. It's ready for putting your shrink wrap around it. So that's a box that I've made earlier, and with the soap in. So they're looking quite thingy now. And the other thing you can do, of course, is If you want to go a little bit further, you can get one of these, or you can get one of the circular things from Sizzix or Spellbinders or whatever to cut your circles. And what I do is I put this in, you've got to get pretty close with this, yeah. So you put it in like that and line it up with the centre of the... I'm afraid my lighting's not very good here. I hope you can see this. I hope. So you put it in like that, and I don't know how much these are, but I don't think they're all that expensive. And you put it in and you press like this, and I think that's a 1.5 inch one. And you get those. So you can cut the centre off, and then you can discard that, of course, and you can make a label to put inside the box or on the soap or whatever you like, to tart your soap up inside the box. So, or you can put it inside the box lid, whatever, like so. It makes things look good. And the other one I do for the back of the box, I've got a Dymo. It's a label printer, a 450 label printer, and it's a little bit more expensive. They're about 50 quid. If you're going to make soap, you might as well have it, because this does for everything. And what you do is you can stick them on the back like so. So all you do is, once you've printed it out, because the design label's easy to operate, you just take the rubbish off like that and stick it on the back, or you can stick it on your soap. It makes no difference. And there you've got homemade soap on the back. So the thing's starting to look professional, and that's before you even shrink wrap it. And you can cut out as many of these as you like. You can save the label you design, and then just print them out and print them out. And if you get fed up with the centre, you can change the centre. It's quite easy to do. So if you want like a dozen soaps, I've got 12 here, so there's a dozen made there. And you've got to do another dozen, obviously, to cut the centres out if you want them. Or you can cut round them with scissors if you want. But I think you can buy the little circle things from Spellbinders, where you put them in and it'll cut it out for you. So there's several methods, and this is just what I do. I'm just showing you everything I do. It's not too technical. You don't even have to do this if you don't want to. It's just something that I do. Anyway, I'll stop there and hope that's been some good. So if you want the actual program, which is free, it's Avery Labels Design Pro 5, and you get it off the internet. And if you want to know how it works, the girls showed me, so I'm sure they can show you. I'm thick as 2 short planks. And you need a couple of items. Either you can cut the circles out yourself or whatever, and you've seen the way I do things. So I'll stop there and then we'll continue with the box. Okay, well, final part then. We're just going to make the box base, and we're just going to make really another one of these. So I'll take the soap out because we don't need that anymore, and I've already cut the base for dropping inside the box, which fits quite well. And all you do with that is to make that, if anybody's interested, what I do, you don't have to be too, what they call them, is to put the soap on it and just draw a line around the soap